Hi guys, thanks for joining me here. In our last video, we talked about how to break down what is important to do, right? I mean, when we have something to do, how to break it down to what's important. Yeah, remember red light, orange light, and green light, like kind of like the traffic light. What's important, not so important, and what is not necessary. So if you want to find out more, that's in the previous video. So what we're going to talk about is what many people mentioned. How do you find the motivation to do what you're supposed to do? Because we end up most of the time doing what we feel like doing, right? So how do you find the motivation to do what we are supposed to do? We know it in our minds, and yet we end up doing what we feel like doing. Yeah. Let me give you an example. When you're hungry, what do? You look for something to eat, right? Maybe you go to the kitchen and look for what's available to eat, and maybe you go to the kitchen and cook something that you'd like, or maybe you go to your phone, or you scroll and see what you can order in, right? Or maybe even you get in the car, go out and bag something, right? So when you do that, have you ever gone to the kitchen and stopped halfway? Oh, this is too hard, I'm not going to look for anything, and just went back and sat down being hungry? Or have you ever started cooking and then realized that, oh, this is too much work, I don't want to cook anymore, and just go and sit down and just remain hungry? Or when you are ordering something, you're trying to order something online and decided that, oh man, there's too many things to do, or I just don't want to order anything and just stay hungry. Or even drive up, just change your mind, turn around, go home, park the car, go back, nothing. You don't do that, right? You finish whatever you need to do because you're hungry, right? Yeah. So the focus there, think about this, the focus there is on hunger. Yeah, the focus there is on hunger, and you concentrate on whatever you need to do, everything you need to do to satisfy that focus, the why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah, that's what we're getting into, the reason why you do what you do. Yeah. So when it comes to work, the concentration normally, or the focus normally, is on what we must do, the job, the task at hand. Yeah, the report we need to write, the people we need to reach out to, and the marketing that we need to do. Those are the tasks at hand, and normally the reason why we do that stuff is not on our mind. Normally it's just those tasks that we need to do. It's just not on our mind to think about why we're doing it. Yeah, to think about why we're doing it. And when we look at the task we need to do, that's hard. That's a lot of work, right? There's a lot of stuff to do, and you focus on that, and the thought of why you're doing it in the first place is not on your mind, because we are focused on the concentrating on what we are doing at the moment, and it's tough. And that's when doing what we feel like doing comes into mind. Okay, I feel like sitting down, I feel like watching TV instead, I feel like playing a game on my phone instead, or I feel like looking at social media instead, I feel like looking at Facebook, I feel like reading the news instead. That's more fun. That's what I feel like doing. I'll do that later. Yeah, because when it comes to hunger, you won't think that way. The focus is on why you're doing it. When you think of work, normally that's how our mind works. Work, the term work. Who wants to work, right? Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. That's why that term or that phrase is so attractive, because who wants to work? So when you're faced with a task the next time, when you're faced with something that you are going to do so that you can get something, or you can get somewhere, or you can achieve your goal that you have already identified before this, the goal that has already started you on the journey, the goal that actually put you where you are now, doing what you're doing now, when you focus on that goal, think about it. The task here becomes just a formality, something that you just have to do because you want to get to the goal. Now the goal is important. Yeah, we'll talk about goal setting, or we'll talk about what we really want in our future videos. Now the goal of why you started what you started is huge. It could be something like this: I want a better life for myself, or I want to be happier, or I want to provide for my family, yeah, or I want to have money, yeah, or I want to be able to travel, or I want to have to buy a big house, to buy a new car. It could be any of those goals. When you focus on those goals, what you're doing now, it matters. and it is just a formality that you need to go through. It's just something that you just need to do. It's just something that is the process that we need to go through, and it becomes easy. It becomes a no-brainer. It becomes an automatic. Right? So when you need the motivation, think about why you're doing it in the first place. Go back, your mind, go back. Think about why you're doing it in the first place and motivate yourself. It will come. Because motivation, inspiration all comes from inside you. Everybody can say a lot of things and you can read a lot of stuff, and it serves to actually motivate or fuel the fire that's inside you. Yeah, it must come from inside you. When you understand that, when it comes from inside you, you get where you want to go. You'll get there. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.